6 creatures, frozen for millions of years. One king tried to make sure you never heard about them. Today, old secret files and new footage are surfacing, and what they show is stranger than any movie monster. Antarctica is the coldest, driest, windiest place on Earth. It's also the least explored continent we have. Less than 1% of it has ever been seen without ice on top. So here's what we're doing today. We're going through 6 of these monsters, one at a time. Some are pure legend, some are disturbingly real, and the last one connects right back to that king from the opening line. Monster number 6. The hum in the ice. Monster number 6 is the one you can actually listen to. In the late 1990s, seismologists picked up a sound coming from deep inside the Ross ice shelf. It was low, it was constant, and it lasted for years. The frequency was so low, most humans couldn't have heard it without instruments. It showed up on seismic stations that were originally built to detect something else entirely: underground nuclear tests on the other side of the planet. Online, people call it the ice worm. A creature the size of a freight train, supposedly grinding its way through the ice, groaning the whole way. Scientists have a less exciting answer. They think it's wind, sweeping over thousands of cracks and dunes in the ice and making the entire shelf hum like a giant flute. Picture an instrument the size of a small country, vibrating at around 5 beats every second. Too low and too steady for any animal to make on purpose. But here's the part that keeps the legend alive. That hum eventually stopped, after almost 20 years of staying steady. Nobody's fully explained why it went quiet, or whether it's actually gone for good. And until somebody figures that out, the ice worm isn't going away as a story, even if the real explanation turns out to be wind. Researchers have compared the recordings to everything from a giant church organ to a low, rolling drone that never quite goes silent. One mystery down, 5 stranger ones to go. Monster number 5. The giant penguin. Monster number 5 used to be real. Not maybe real. Confirmed, fossil record real. Around 40 million years ago, Antarctica had penguins standing nearly 6 feet tall and weighing well over 200 pounds. That's taller than most people watching this video right now. Picture that for a second. A penguin staring you straight in the eye. These weren't slow, waddling tourists either. Giant penguins like this had powerful flippers built for deep, fast dives, and a beak shaped for grabbing big fish and squid in open water. For millions of years, they were some of the top predators in the entire Southern Ocean. Even today's biggest penguin, the emperor penguin, doesn't break 4 feet. This ancient cousin would have towered over it by nearly 2 feet and weighed almost twice as much. Most of these fossils turn up on Seymour Island, just off the Antarctic Peninsula, one of the richest fossil beds on the entire continent. Scientists have cataloged more than a dozen extinct penguin species there, ranging from knee-high to genuinely intimidating. Then, around the time whales started getting bigger and more efficient hunters, the giant penguins disappeared. Nobody's entirely sure why the largest ones went first. Some of the bones recovered show healed injuries too, meaning these birds survived attacks from something even they were afraid of. Few other ecosystems on the planet have ever produced a bird built quite like that. So the cute penguin on your screensaver? Its ancestor could have swallowed your cat whole. And it raises an obvious question. If the ocean once supported predators this size, what's stopping something similarly oversized from showing up in fossils we haven't dug up yet? Monster number 4. The sea reptile of the peninsula. Monster number 4 is older. Way older. It had a jaw full of cone-shaped teeth, flippers instead of legs, and a swimming style built for ambush. Adult mosasaurs in these waters are estimated to have stretched past 20 feet long. They likely hunted ammonites, fish, and smaller marine reptiles, anything unlucky enough to be nearby. Mosasaur fossils like this one are exactly why paleontologists keep coming back to Antarctica every single research season, even in temperatures that make fieldwork brutal. Some specimens recovered nearby still had stomach contents intact, giving researchers a rare, direct look at exactly what these predators were eating right before they died. If a creature like that could vanish without warning, what else got left behind? Monster number 3, the Kraken that turned out to be real. Monster number 3 is the one whalers wouldn't shut up about. Sailors near Antarctica told stories about a creature with arms long enough to wrap a small boat. Most people assumed it was a myth, a campfire story for men stuck at sea for months at a time. Then, in the early 1900s, scientists examining Antarctic waters started pulling up pieces of something that matched the stories almost exactly. Beaks, tentacle hooks, chunks of flesh too large to belong to anything in the textbooks. The very first scientifically confirmed specimen, identified in 1925, was found inside the stomach of a sperm whale that had clearly lost that particular fight. The colossal squid is real. Scientists estimate it can grow past 30 feet long, with hooks on its tentacles instead of just suckers. Its eyes are the largest of any animal on Earth, roughly the size of a dinner plate, built to catch every last photon in water this dark. Marine biologists studying these scars have started speculating that adult colossal squid might actually be far more common down there than anyone's specimen count suggests. We just haven't caught one in the act. Fishing crews working in the same waters occasionally report something far larger snagging and stripping their lines clean, with no animal ever surfacing to take credit. The sailors weren't lying. They just didn't have the full picture. Monster number 2. The thing's Lake Vostok sits more than 2 miles under the Antarctic ice. It's been sealed off from sunlight, fresh air, and the rest of the planet for an estimated 15 million years. The pressure down there is intense enough to crush most submarines. The water itself stays liquid only because of that pressure and heat rising up from the rock below, not because it's warm. Lake Vostok alone holds more liquid fresh water than some of the largest lakes in North America, just sitting there, sealed off, for longer than most of our planet's current mountain ranges have existed. In 2012, a Russian research team finally drilled all the way down to it, after almost 20 years of careful, slow drilling designed not to contaminate the lake below. Either way, that's monster number 2. Not a sea serpent, not a squid, and that brings us to the whole video started with. Monster number 1 is the one that ties back to that king from the very beginning. In 1946, the U.S. Navy launched an Antarctic operation bigger than almost any training exercise in history. Nearly 5,000 men, 13 ships, 1 aircraft carrier. The man leading it, Admiral Richard Byrd, came home earlier than planned. Officially, bad weather cut the mission short. Unofficially, rumors started almost immediately. But here's the thread running through all 6 of these stories. Every one of them was found in a place humans spent centuries either avoiding or actively keeping other humans away from. That's not a monster movie. That's just what happens when one of the most secretive environments on Earth keeps getting poked at for almost 250 years straight. So, what's actually true today? Antarctica isn't hiding 6 monsters the way that opening line made it sound. There's no secret room, no one frozen beast a king is personally guarding. What's actually down there is stranger than fiction anyway. A lake older than most species alive right now. Fossils of animals nothing currently resembles. A sound science still can't fully explain. And a real, confirmed squid bigger than most people's living rooms. The king, from the opening, wasn't guarding monsters. He was guarding maps, territory, and reputation, at a time when controlling Antarctica meant bragging rights for an entire empire. The monsters were never really the secret. The secret is how much we still don't know about the coldest place on the planet. If a lake sealed for 15 million years unsettled you, wait until you hear what's frozen under Siberia. That one's got actual confirmed bodies in it, and we covered the whole thing last week. If stories like this are your thing, subscribe. We put one of these out every week, and the next one's already in the works.